What's the majority?
Can't be.
Passive is not paid off.
Fully.
Black,
White.
White. Do you pay attention?
Black.
I'll be back in a few hours.
Mom, I don't need to stay there. I'd rather go to Jenny's.
You should want to spend time with Grandma Joe's. She misses you. I used to spend every weekend there. My father would bring me over after school.
But it's different. I haven't seen her in like a billion years. What are we going to talk about?
Talk about anything. She's a great listener.
Mom, she doesn't even call me Evie. It's always Evelyn. Can you please just come and stay for a minute?
I can't, honey. You know I have to go study.
You're always studying. I'm never going for my PhD.
I said the same thing, didn't I?
Wish you had stuck to it.
Oh, don't be like that. Getting my doctorate is a good thing. Higher income means
more opportunities. Yeah. I've heard the speech. Better get going then. God forbid you fall behind in corporate finance theory.
try to have fun. I know it's hard to be close to your great-grandmother. And I know you don't remember, but you all had the best times when you were little. She's great at advice. Better than I am. Maybe tell her about those girls at school.
I'm not 12. I don't need help with rude girls.
Just a suggestion. I love you.
You too.
How many bowls are you gonna eat?
As many as there are. Can I please have the recipe? Mine never turn out quite right.
No. You are just like your mama. One time, I made a whole pan of brownies, and she ate the whole thing. And you know what? She was sick as a dog. Just like you'll be if you keep eating all those potatoes.
Okay, fine.
What is it?
Nothing.
Your mother told me you were having some problems with some girls at school.
It's really not a big deal. I don't know why she insists on telling everyone my business. Sorry. Granny Joe's, when were you born?
1921.
I can't even imagine that. No phones? No computers? What did you do all day?
Excuse you. Just because I wasn't texting doesn't mean I just sat there and stared at walls. I helped my papa a lot on the farm. A lot of interesting things happened.
Like what?
Well, as soon as I could walk, I had to start tending to the farm. One day, I was gathering eggs from the hens when I saw our neighbor down the street looking at our fence. Papa and I had all kinds of trouble with Mr. Smith. He didn't take too kindly to black folk living right next to him. Anyways, I told my dad and he told me to stay right where I was. He went down to talk to Smith and they must have been arguing about the property line. There was hollering and shouting and pointing to who was on whose property. My daddy was a very patient man. He hardly ever rose his voice. He didn't want to argue, Mr. Smith. So he started making his way up the hill. And next thing I know, I see Smith pull out a gun and shoot Daddy right in the leg.
What? Over a property line?
I told you it wasn't boring.
That doesn't seem like something you'd shoot someone for.
It wasn't really about the property line. It was the fact that my daddy, a black man, had this beautiful farm. And Smith could hardly grow strawberries.
So, what did you do about it?
Well, I had to help him up. Can you imagine me, a little girl, helping a grown man up a hill?
No. So, I guess after that you called the cops and he was arrested.
No. We went in and cleaned off his leg. It was only a flesh wound. Didn't even think of calling the police.
But why not? That's a crime, literally what cops were invented for.
Smith would have never gotten in trouble. In fact, my daddy would have gotten in trouble for arguing with Smith. Different times.
Well, that's not fair.
Nothing was.
Nothing is.
Looks like all that new technology is causing you some problems.
Yeah, well, I guess some people don't know where the line is.
Looks like you've got yourself a Smith.
I guess you could say that. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh, 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 oh.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh, 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 oh. Careful. That one's old.
What's it from?
That is the only thing I have ever stolen in my life. I used to go to that store all the time. It was the closest one to my house. I brought everything there. But today,
Just this, please.
Ma'am, I cannot sell this to you.
I can assure you, I have the money.
Didn't you read the sign out front? This is a white-only store.
I've been coming to this store since I was a kid. There's never been a sign.
I understand, Josie, but I don't make the rules. Please leave. You're making everyone else uncomfortable.
You know me. I'm not trying to start any trouble. I just want to buy this for my tea set.
I can't. I'm sorry, Josie. Now I'm going to yell real loud, but I don't mean anything by it. Sorry. Now go on and get out of here! And don't ever come back! You're kind and welcome here.
Did you mean to take it?
I don't know. Maybe deep down I did. I didn't realize until I got home.
But why didn't you yell right back? If that was me, I would have been furious. I mean, he obviously knew who you were.
If you wanted to land in jail. There were laws, Evelyn. Those were not good times.
Still, you could have been the first Rosa Parks. I mean, you should have stood up for what was right.
Rosa Parks was lucky. You hear about her all day long in school, but they never talk about the hundreds who fought and died doing the exact same thing. While Rosa Parks was rising to fame, the rest of us were trying to survive. I followed the rules so I could live to see the day. I endured the hate so that I am still here. And if that's not a courageous enough act for you, then I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sorry. I was wrong to judge you. I understand. I do.
It's all right. If there's one thing that I've learned that I can pass on to you, it's to choose your battles.
Yes, ma'am. Was everything segregated?
Oh, yes. Even where you looked.
What do you mean?
Black folk looked at other black folk. It was especially hard for black men. If you were accused of looking at a white woman, you were all but lynched. It's still like that today.
No, it isn't. Anybody can be in an interracial relationship. They say by 2050, everyone will be brown.
That makes no sense. We've been mixing for years, and there are still babies born every minute, white as snow.
Yes, but eventually everyone will come together. We can't help but mix. That's the melting pot thing.
We can't help but mix. Take your friendships, for example, Evelyn. Didn't you used to have a little white friend across the street?
Yeah? Katie.
And do you talk to Katie anymore?
No. She said her father didn't want us to hang out anymore. I never thought it was about race. That's the only thing that makes sense. We were in the 5th grade.
Still around, Evelyn. Just because people aren't marching on Washington doesn't mean there isn't any more injustice. It's sneakier now. More dangerous, too.
So, what do you do about it?
Honey, if I knew, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Question.
What's the majority?
Can't be.
Passive does not pay
Place.
off. Hey!
I saw you speak at a seminar about a month ago. Cora Fields, right? I went with my husband. I just loved your story about being a single mother in the PhD program. I was so inspired. I mean, I know personally I'm not a single mom, but I can totally imagine your hardships.
Thank you. It's been an interesting ride.
Oh, I meant to ask you at the seminar. How did you get to speak there? Isn't the PhD project for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? I don't even know why I'm asking. I know the answer. Ha! My husband has a dash of sriracha. I mean, he's Hispanic.
Yes, I'm aware of what they're for. The project seminars are for people to share their personal stories about being in the PhD department. That's why I was there. And I'm Black.
Black? No way! You look so white. Are you doing the whole one-drop thing? It must have been pretty far back that someone in your family was with a Black person.
Actually, my mother is white and my father is Black.
No, that's crazy. How are you so...
Please excuse me, I need to call my daughter.
Evie, is she as light as you? I was just dying for a picture. Well, tell her I said hi. Oh, and I'll be sure to tell my husband. He told me not to ask, but I knew you'd be nice.
Thank you.
Granny Joe's, these are amazing. You were gorgeous. I mean, you still are now, of course.
Yeah, I didn't do too bad. Remember that general store? Well, when I was allowed in it. About 17, I guess. The manager was sweet on me and used to give me all sorts of free things.
Man, I wish. You have to have boobs to get free things. I'm lacking in that department.
Good. You just wait. Pretty soon all the boys will be chasing after you.
Doubt it. Oh, hold on one sec. Hey, Mom.
Hi, babe. How are you? How's it going?
Fine. We're just looking through some old pictures.
So, what's the plan for Emily's party?
Oh, I I completely forgot her party was tomorrow. Can I just come with you to your meeting instead? I don't really want to go.
Why not? Is Samantha going to be there?
Yes, Sam is gonna be there.
You can't hide from her forever.
I'm not hiding from her. I just don't really feel like hearing her talk.
I know, but we really should talk about this. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Maybe we should talk to your principal.
Look, I don't really want to talk about it. The party's probably gonna be boring anyway. Look, I gotta go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
What's going on at school, Evelyn?
Granny Joe's, please, Evie.
Okay. Evie, your mother told me you were having some problems with some girls at school.
Nothing. Just some girls. I guess I didn't choose the right battle. They say I talk too white. I didn't respond well, and now things are worse.
Are they still saying that? Talk too white.
Did people say that to you?
Yes, ma'am. I never understood how in the height of civil rights, black folk could argue with their own.
What happened to you?
Same thing as you. I was a smart young thing, and some girls didn't appreciate it.
Well, how did you deal with it?
I wrote a very articulate letter to the school paper about it. Then I got the slap beaten out of me.
No way. What'd you say?
I think it's in there somewhere. Here it is. To those who have an ending commentary on my chosen vernacular, by Josephine L. Fields. Go ahead and read it.
Some of the students seem to have made it their chosen profession to comment and criticize my daily speech. I'm aware that I chose the phrase is not to the ever-trending ain't, and that this is off-putting to some. However, just because my tongue does not slide arbitrarily from syllable to syllable, I am still black. Diction, and this may come as quite as a shock to some, does not dictate my pigment. Maybe, instead of focusing on those who sound as if they actually attend school, you should read a book. This is hilarious. It goes on like that?
For another page and a half. Stirred up quite the ruckus.
Man, I wish I could do something like that at my school.
Why can't you?
I know right now I just want to lay low for a while.
Nobody ever changed anything by laying low.
I don't want the attention. It's already bad enough. And besides, I don't go to school to change social norms. I go to listen to my dinosaur English teacher butcher Shakespeare.
People who choose to have no voice have no right to complain. You remember that when you realize being passive does not pay off. What are you? Oreo? Black? Too white? Yellow? Go back to Africa. Don't belong.
She's not even mixed.
Liar? Brownie? Wannabe white girl? Dark.
Can I open these curtains?
What for?
I'm trying to take a picture and I need sunlight.
We got plenty of lights on in the house.
Natural light makes you look lighter.
What do you need to be lighter for?
I'm putting this where everyone can see. I don't want to look dark.
What's wrong with being dark?
It just won't be as pretty.
So dark is ugly?
Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean. Being dark isn't ugly. I just need some sunlight. Don't read into it. Just call it another crazy new thing the kids are doing.
But it isn't just some crazy new thing the kids are doing. Girls like you have been trying to make themselves lighter since before my time. When me and my friends were your age, we used to spend hours in the mirror trying to press out each curl until it laid bone straight down our backs. Trying to be white isn't anything new.
You sound like the girls at my school. I'm not trying to be white. What's wrong with wanting straight hair? It's easier to deal with, and most of the time it looks better.
Why does it look better? Did you figure that out on your own, or was that what you were told? Do you pay attention? I've been seeing more and more black women try to get them some straight hair.
You're making this into such a big deal. Some people want straight hair and some people don't. Look, the picture I just posted got 12 likes in 30 seconds. I think I know what I'm doing.
That's not the problem. I don't think you accept your own race.
What's there to accept? I'm mixed.
Honey, you are black. Your daddy is black and your mama is mixed.
Yes, which means I am both black and white.
What's the majority?
Black? But I can't be classified as fully black.
You can't be classified, or you don't want to be seen as. That's a shame.
I don't even want to have this conversation.
Why did me and my friends suffer through all we did?
I don't know, Granny Joes. I'm sure you're going to tell me.
So that our great-grandchildren could stand and say, I am black and I am just as good as everyone else. But you've been so conditioned to think that white is better. Maybe we failed.
This conversation is pointless and clearly making you upset. I really don't want to argue with you.
Why not? Because I'm old? Tell me what you're thinking. Treat me like a peer.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I just don't think it's that big of a deal anymore. Back then, yes, when the civil rights movement was in full swing, there was Black Panthers, Black Power, afros, and marches, but it's not like that anymore. People are more accepting now. And the people who aren't, well, they're just assholes, but things are better now. And I know if I spend my days looking for racism, I'll find it. But I'll be spending my time defensive and in the past. And nobody's trying to be white. I hate that. There's already a standard for women in general. Is it fair that you have to look a certain way to be considered pretty? Of course not. But that's the way that it is, so I have to suck it up and stay in line. I mean, you said the same thing. Remember? Rosa Parks, pick your battles.
That was quite a mouthful. Call your mother.
What? Why?
We need to talk. All of us.
Hello?
Can you come get me?
Where are you? What happened?
I'm at Granny Joe's still. We were talking and I think I offended her. Can you please just come and get me? She wants us to talk.
Oh, Evie, I told you to be respectful. What did you say?
Can we just talk about it when you get here?
Yes, fine. I'll be there shortly.
Hello?
Evie, are you going to stop staring at your phone?
You raised her.
Whatever happened, I'm sure Evie's sorry.
I'm not. I did nothing wrong.
Granny Joes, would you like to tell me what's going on?
I don't know, Evelyn. Cora. It seems that Evelyn has some problems with her own race.
What? She's upset because I don't feel the need to rally the troops every time someone makes a racial comment. Or the fact that I enjoy straightening my hair for the sole purpose of manageability. It has nothing to do with trying to be white.
Evie, don't backtalk. Listen, Granny Joes, I know how important family history is to you. You used to tell me all the time, but things...
Don't talk to me like I'm some old senile woman. I see what's different. I also see what's exactly the same.
I understand. A woman came up to me and was disappointed because she thought I wasn't black. I don't know where she got the courage to question my race, but...
That's what I'm saying. Black folk are still considered circus animals to be prodded and studied.
That's such a dramatization. Nobody cares anymore, Granny Joes.
Evie, do not raise your voice. There are still huge racial issues.
Obviously, but it isn't lurking around every corner. Why can't we just live our lives without searching for something to be offended by?
If you want to be ignorant, then so be it. Many have been ignorant before you, and many will be after. But I am ashamed to say that one of those people is in my bloodline.
Well, it's clear we can't agree.
She's old enough now for her to talk about these issues. I'm genuinely concerned. She has no backbone. You are raising a liquid. Oh, she'll bend and twist to fit into any container somebody decides to put her in.
Granny Joes, you did a lot for me when I was Evie's age. But I've made a choice as her parent that you have to respect.
I'm not some pathetic lost cause. I know who I am, so both of you are wrong.
Really? Regale me, Evelyn. Who are you?
Why would you do that?
Be honest. Because you were never going to.
Things aren't always black and white. Evie's just trying to find where her part is and where she fits in. You got lucky. Everyone in your day knew their place. We have to find ours. Maybe we'll come back in a couple weeks. I'm sorry, I didn't think the visit would go this way.
Wait. Don't you dare let her hate her color. Many people will do that right for her.
I won't. I love you.
Yeah,